Good morning, all of our investing bros out there. If you're watching this in the afternoon or evening, good afternoon, evening to you as well. We've got a lot to discuss in this morning news update, and it's going to be important because we're not going to have a live show today. We'll talk more about that later on in the video, but it is Friday the 13th. That's a scary day, but not just scary because it's Friday the 13th, but also because Bitcoin could have some big news coming out today when it comes to the Grayscale ETF. Are we going to see an appeal from the SEC? Are we going to see them delay it somehow? We're going to talk about that here in just a second. But my name is Tim. In case you are new here, go ahead and smash that like button and hit subscribe if you guys enjoy crypto, you enjoy price action, you enjoy the news, you found the right channel. So much. Thank you for being here. T Shroom is my co-host who's going to break us into those big stories. T Shroom, let's start off with the Grayscale one. What is happening today? What should we be expecting?
Well, Tim, thank you for the introduction. It's a pleasure to be here. What happens if the SEC doesn't appeal Grayscale spot Bitcoin ETF ruling? Well, let's get into it. Let's find out. On October 13th, today, the SEC must either appeal the D.C. Court of Appeals decision to the U.S. Supreme Court, request the appeals court revisit its ruling, or follow the court's August order and review Grayscale's bid to change its Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, into a spot Bitcoin ETF. But that is exactly the timeline. It would then just go into a phase of being able to delay it. September note from the law firm Ropes and Gray warned the GBTC application could be sent back for review to the SEC. Boom. Giving the regulator another chance to reject it on a different basis. In this scenario, the new denial could itself then be subject to another appeal by GBTC in the DC court. And then another delay scenario, according to Ropes and Gray, would be if the New York Stock Exchange has to make a new filing to list GBTC, then it is possible the SEC could take up to 8 months to reach a decision on the ETF. So, Tim, the long and short of it is nothing is likely to happen this week or this weekend.
That's a shocker. Yeah, no, I don't think the appeal is going to happen. I think the appeal, there's no reason for it. They're going to find some good reason to delay it. And guess what? It's going to all come out together, all 7 of them. I think there's 7 filings at this point. We're going to see all of them come out probably sometime between January and March, maybe late December. I don't know. Maybe a Christmas present. We'll have to see. What other news stories do we have out here this morning, T-Shroom?
Absolutely. Well, we'll stay on the topic of ETFs here. Kathy Wood's ARX Invest refiles Bitcoin ETF application. Here's what's new. So this is one where they've actually just resubmitted with some additional risk disclosures. These new risks include issues related to electricity consumption from Bitcoin, community-driven upgrade to Bitcoin source code, and competition within the industry. So the SEC, is just trying to delay, trying to give as legitimate of reasons as to delay the approval of the spot ETFs all across the board. And Tim, you were absolutely right. There's currently 7 in submission.
I know things from time to time, T-Shroom.
You do.
Every now and then. Yeah.
That's right. You own Bitcoin and you know things, which is my attempt.
It's a deadly combo when you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a Game of Thrones reference in there somewhere. But all right, Cardano investors feel the pain with 93% of addresses at a loss. And guys, that's just the truth, right? There's not really too much details to unpack.
I'm one of them. Yeah, I'm definitely in that 93%.
Yes, I have several Cardano addresses also at a loss.
Cardano.
And then our last story here is actually from Ripple, XRP. It says, this is a rumor, guys, just a rumor, but XRP Whale is a big account taken seriously by the XRP army. Breaking rumors circulated that Ripple could burn the entire escrow of 50 billion XRP. This could trigger a huge price surge. Well, it absolutely would trigger a huge price surge. But guys, this is firmly, squarely in the category of rumor, because if you look at XRP on CoinMarketCap, the total supply or the max supply is only 100 billion. So wouldn't that would be just insane? That would shoot XRP to the upside in a real way.
Wait, so go back to that. Share that screen again. 100 billion. I want to make sure the commas are there. Yes, billion.
Yeah.
Wow. And they think they're gonna. Yeah. So it's a rumor.
It's a rumor,
but I just don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, I think that would all but destroy XRP's or Ripple's, value
credibility.
of holding it. Now, could they burn a good amount of that? Almost 50 billion, maybe, but they're not going to burn all of it. It would, if they did, that would be a skyrocket in price
Yeah,
action for
and like,
sure. But go
what
ahead.
would be the purpose? So the whole reason I thought this was important is because
Yeah.
you might be buying into this rumor. You might be by FOMOing into XRP
Hmm.
because you're believing this ruler. Pump the brakes. I think that
Yeah.
this is first of all 50 billion not likely to happen at all.
Yeah.
If that happened, that would be very, very, very significant news just in crypto in general. That a major project would do something so drastic. But there could be kind of the okay. Well, what's the more realistic news? Is there could be a big burn coming up. So that could be an opportunity. So
Yeah.
don't FOMO in, but also maybe pay attention. What maybe, and I'll be doing more research. What is there any legitimacy to the claims that there could be a burn coming up?
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, T-Shroom, thank you so much for bringing us that news. Before we jump on to charts, let's take a look at a quick look at the market open.
Let's do it.
Today at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Michigan consumer sentiment will be coming out. So make sure you guys pay attention to what is happening there. We mentioned it earlier. I'm going to take this moment, a quick second, T-Shroom, just let them know. We will not be doing a live show today or tomorrow, guys, because T-Shroom is going to be leaving to go to one of his last military opportunities. I don't even know what you call it, T-Shroom, like obligations maybe is the best word. And then my wife
Obligations.
and I, obligations, good. My wife and I will be going out of town. Now, if anything breaking happens, anything crazy, I will probably make a phone video and be posting it. So we will stay in touch. Also, I'll be in and off of Twitter and Discord. So make sure you guys are over there engaging with me at Tims_TA on Twitter. And then check the link out down below. That also has the Twitter account, but check the link down below for the free Discord. Come chat with us. The talk never stops over there.
It's
But the
true.
show today, the show does stop. The show is not happening at 3 p.m. We'll be back on Monday, fresh and ready to go like you wouldn't believe. Let's talk about the rest of the crypto market this morning. 90% coming in here. Prediction, not voting. Predictions from the CME group. Still expecting a pause will happen in November. Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index ticked down one more point into the fear, down to 44. Let's take a look at coin market cap. Mixed bags. Not a lot of movement necessarily within the last 24 hours. Toncoin is down 2%. That's kind of a bigger mover in the top 20. But other than Toncoin, really nothing special happening. Let's take a look at other coins. Loom Network continues its tear of 23% in the last 24 hours. Now, I don't think it moved that much from yesterday's live show because it's still showing up 61% over the last 7 days, but that was a big mover here more recently. Thorchain also had 2 days in the red and now is back up 10% in the last 24 hours, still down 8%. Almost 9% over the last 7 days, but good for them. Trust Wallet is up 5%, give or take, and that's kind of our big movers. Let's take a big look at the big losers. Mantle's the biggest at 5.82. Render's the second at 3.18. Frax, Rocket Pool, Toncoin kind of following up there. Let's go ahead and take a look, guys, at the crypto market really quickly with some TA. Now, we're getting a lot of support levels. I'm starting off here with Ethereum, guys. Of course, yesterday we kind of talked heavily about Ethereum. We're losing support, some key support, but we're picking up some others. So finding after losing this blue line, which is important because that was an ascending triangle that should have broken bullish. Instead, we're breaking the downside. Not good for Ethereum. I do think it's going to be reasonable to expect somewhere south of 1,400, but realistically somewhere around $1,300, maybe $1,350 could be coming to Ethereum shortly, next couple of weeks. But there is a small trend that we're kind of finding some support on right now that goes back to this wick back in March on the 27th here. And you will also see when I pull up our oscillators, while we're not getting buy signals, we're getting MVP flashing by on Ethereum, but we're not seeing anything on our chart prime oscillator. Going down to the 4-hour chart, this is where things get kind of interesting. We did get a peak seeker, bullish divergence, and a green triangle. So it does look like we're finding a little bit of support with Ethereum, but more than likely watch for another rejection on this blue line, maybe somewhere in the range of 1574, 1575, give or take. Watch for rejection there, and then a larger move to the downside. See, the dogs even agree. You got to watch out for this. A move below this green line more than likely is coming. We're seeing similar things over on Cardano. Now, Cardano is getting very close to that long-term bottom for this bear market. Yes, we've had some wicks go below, but 24 cents has been very strong support. And once again, this morning, early, or I think late last night rather than this morning, excuse me, we got very close again, back down to about 24.2 cents. And you will see that peak seeker comes in. We're seeing a lot more buys. Not seeing that indicator. It doesn't want to load for me. But the oscillator is starting to move back to the upside after rounding off in the oscillators, getting those divergences. So watch out for Cardano. We're still sitting lower highs, lower lows, especially if I were to come down to the hourly chart. But we did have a rounding off. Maybe we move into a small season for Cardano where we actually start to move a little bullishly, but I would be very surprised if we break out above this blue line. Of course, zooming out, that is a falling wedge pattern. I still believe, guys, it's going to take a lot because 24 cents has a lot of support, but I do think a long squeeze, yeah, it'd be a long squeeze, could come into play where after a lot of testing of this 24-cent region, it is lost. A move down to 18 cents does happen, but we find support. And sometime in November, maybe late November, early December, we get some bullish movement once again from Cardano. We break out of this pattern and move to the upside. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin, and then we're going to call it a wrap for today. Of course, though, again, join us in Discord. The conversations never stop. Of course, we're still keeping an eye on the Bitcoin head and shoulders pattern. There's a small range that Bitcoin found itself in that is going to be interesting to watch how we respond. Now, remember I told you on the 4-hour chart, Ethereum, Cardano, I'm going to save some time. A lot of altcoins finding support this morning, not necessarily Bitcoin. Bitcoin kind of rejecting right here. Do not be surprised to see this chart right here, this Bitcoin dominance chart, move slightly to the downside today. After a red day 2 days ago, we had a green day yesterday. I think today is another red one. Why? Because the manipulation happening right now is mostly institutional manipulation, and institutions don't have their claws on the altcoins in the same way they do on Bitcoin. So watch for Bitcoin potentially today to make a move back down. We already have, you can see here, let's go to the hourly chart and get a better look at this. You can see here on the hourly chart, we have set now a double top, a double bottom, kind of confirming a nice little sideways range right now. Watch for another move to come back down to this level, about 26.5. I don't know if it's going to be today, tomorrow, later on this weekend or early next week, but I'm still expecting a bigger move to the downside, guys. The next stop we're looking at after losing 26.5, keep your eye on 26,000. That is going to be not only a former level of serious support and resistance, but it's also where we're going to see our multi-time frame point of control right there. Watch for a bigger move all the way back down there. And then again, small bounces, because bear trends have green days and red days. It's all a part of the system. Don't get fooled, though. This is a bear trend for Bitcoin. Give us till November, end of November, December, then we'll start to move back to the upside. Guys, that's all we have for you today in this news update. I do hope you enjoyed it. I do hope you go ahead and smash that like button. And if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. With that said, though, we will see you Monday morning. Once again, you guys have a fantastic weekend.
Trying to make paper, turn that matter to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor, the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that matter to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.